Hi folks, I hope you're well. So tonight I watched a little bit on Hitler. It was on Channel 4. I think it's from yesterday's programming. Yeah. There's a bit about Hitler. Then there was two programs about Elvis and the Colonel and the mob. So I watched them as well, even though I've seen them before, probably. Yeah. And then I just watched some music videos. And yeah. And then I'm doing this video about the issue of fame. And never seek it. Never seek it. Because when I watched one where Kevin Costner was speaking at Whitney Houston's funeral, and another one of these talented people, so incredibly beautiful as a woman, so incredibly talented. What a gorgeous voice she had, but an incredibly troubled life. Certainly, her latter years, drugs, and just imagine being her. You've died, you've gone to heaven. Then pretty soon your daughter follows you, and she died the same way. Oh, awful. But that's the point with fame. You see, we see quite often, we see the movies, we see the songs, we hear the songs that people do, we look at the amount of money they get, but what they have to do to get that, that's the problem. What they have to do to get it. You look at all these actors, the amount of bloody podcasts they have to go on and stuff like that. And to deal with people that are horrible people. Because quite often, the people they're having to do the podcast with and stuff like that, they're trying to trip them up. They're trying to get a story. They're trying to make their podcast famous by having a moment with this celebrity where they catch the celebrity out. Imagine going through that day after day after day. Horrendous. Just horrendous. Horrible situation. No, never seek it, for goodness sake. We know about the casting couch and the things that had to happen. Now, we think the casting couch was only women. It wasn't only women, it was men as well. Of course, it was men as well. And it wasn't necessarily men with women. It wasn't necessarily women, older women, that were trying to get the young actors into bed. It was often the older men. The things that people have had to do. It's horrible. It's a horrible life. When I see actors or musicians who basically do their job and pretty much that's it, they don't want to do too much. Like when George Michael was taken on Sony because he didn't want to do all that rest of that stuff. He wanted to write the music. He wanted to spend time doing what he's good at doing. What he's basically why he wanted to be involved in music. And yeah, I think most people were like, yeah, go on. I hope you win. He didn't win. No, he didn't win. But that's the point. You've got actors who they want to be in the biggest films, but to be in the biggest films, they have to go all around the world promoting that film in the months before that film comes out. Then they move on to another film. You got Alan Richardson, I think his name, the one who was in Reacher, and big fella. I mean, not that big, not as big as the Reacher character seems to be. But he's still big enough. He's a big fan. He was speaking a while ago to that Bill Maher on the Bill Maher's podcast. And when he's describing his life, he says he doesn't even own a home. Because he can't. He's never around long enough to stay anywhere. He finishes one project, then he's on to another, and he drags his family along with him. And he says, you go to all these things, and he talked about the places you go, the things you have to do, and how you've got all these very attractive young ladies trying to completely F up his marriage. And he's got to do that as an actor. No. Don't desire fame. Ask God to help you. First of all, get that relationship with Father. Then when you've got that relationship with Father, if you want loads of money, ask God to give you money, and then you use that for him. Then he give you more. Then you use that for him. Then he gives you more. Then you use that for him. He gives you more. Now you're a billionaire, right? So you've got all the billionaire because you're a billionaire, but you're now using the money for God. You've always been using that money for God. He knows he can trust you with all that money. Now you've got the millions, right? Now you've got a degree of fame if you want it. But yeah, understand that to get all that fame and all the trappings that go with it, you have to pay a price. And that price, yeah, you don't find out until it's over. You don't. And for quite a lot of people who wanted fame, they died young. It was over quickly. Whether that be musician, movie star, or whatever. I mean, that's why, in a way, yeah, when I see musicians like Mr. Pugh, I think his name is Pugh. Is it Pugh? I like him. I can't remember what his name is. I mean, it's Pugh. 1 second, go there. Take that off. I need glasses now to see this. There was me. Yeah, okay. Right. What's his name? I'm in the wrong blinking playlist. I'm trying to find his name. Charlie Pugh. There you go. I like him. He's a good singer. He does good songs, good videos. And it seems that he's not lost 2 years. And good for him. Yeah, I appreciate that. He's a young man. He's one of the artists now. But for goodness sake, there's so many artists now who, what do they have to do on things like Instagram and Snapchat and whatever the other things are to get noticed in the first place? Yeah. What they need to do really is have bars and have people playing in bars more again. Because then anyone who's got talent can go and audition to play at a bar, and they can be heard and noticed that way, where they've got a load of people around them that can protect them, and can help them to be, not used and abused and thrown away. Yeah, it's difficult. It is, and so many people when they get fame when they're younger, they can't live without it. Yeah. Once they've had it, they can't live without it. And so therefore, the simple point of it is, don't desire it. Not in any way, shape, or form. Do not desire fame. Fame is something which, yes, you get the trappings, but you get trapped.